Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Atlas. In this episode, I'm going to talk about OmiseGo or OmiseGo. I think it's pronounced OmiseGo, aka OMG, as well as Orchid OXT. We're doing technical analysis into this. I've recently decided to try and condense my videos down a little bit more to try and get the information to you guys much faster and conserve on time. If you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button, and also click the bell icon. Really important, if you guys have not yet clicked that bell icon, do click that so that you actually know whenever we have a new video. With that being said, let's go ahead and get right on into this. Taking a look at OMG, we have bullish movement going on the daily here. We're up 6.31% with less than 45 minutes to go on the daily candle. Technical radars are suggesting a strong buy on this. The RSI is only just now starting to break above into the overbought territory. So we have a nice little bull run starting to go on right here, primarily taking place right about on March 26th, okay? As it is right now, one of the key things is if we broke above this top one position on the Fibonacci sequence, I'd be looking at a target range of 1.618 as our next major level zone. Where is that price at? Well, let's go and take a look. That's going to be at $11.21. That is a major step, okay? Now, first off, we got to break the $10 psychological level. With us being at $9.22, it's got a nice little push up. Even on the daily here, in reference to the Coinbase side, that was on a high for the day at $9.64. So getting quite close, looking very, very good. Taking a look over here on the 15-minute chart, if I go ahead and zoom in a little bit for you guys, you can even see it started to cool down a little bit into this consolidated movement. We had a nice push up going on right here, and then right afterwards, a little bit of time went by. We saw a dip take place, but more sideways action. So off of that sideways action, the longer that it moves sideways, the more it establishes this base, and then off of that base, we could end up seeing a nice little rally beginning to continue on as a lot of that uncertainty over time starts to fade away of whether or not we're going to go down, right? So especially if you guys can see here, we're starting to form a little bit higher of a base over the progressive movement of time. So things are looking quite well on a 15-minute time frame, and on the daily especially looking really good. So let's say we get above $11.24 or $11.18, right around the same range, right? Where's the next major level zone? Well, past that, we're going to be looking at $15, again, from a psychological standpoint. Beyond that, on the Fibonacci, is going to be at $16.32. Then we head up to $20 psychologically, and then going to be around $21.44. So this is looking a lot more long-term in these kinds of ranges. As of right now, based on my sequence, I've got a high point right around almost $25, $24.68. So that'd be a huge significant movement for sure. You guys can actually see the volume the last couple days has actually been kicking up nice and well for that of OmiseGo, especially actually starting all the way back right around here on March 28th. So off of that March 28th candle, started to see some nice movements going on. Before that, a lot of dead space. And we're actually seeing a lot of dead space going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, as well as a series of other coins, but primarily Bitcoin and Ethereum doing a lot of sideways action. If this decides it wants to go down, we do have support at $8.01. Below that, it's going to be at $6.94. Then we got the 21 EMA, which is more than likely tomorrow going to be right on that Fibonacci sequence there at $6.93. After that, it just starts to go into a lot of these lower territories, basically going back into the previous range zones. Unless something absolutely catastrophic happens, I don't really see that happening. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my own opinion on these things, but I wanted to go ahead and share that with you guys. Looking at all of this right now, I'm still very bullish. The fact that we're above the 21 EMA is probably the biggest indicator I always like to base things off of, and it's got plenty of room. You guys can see this huge gap that's taking place between the two of these, and having such a huge gap like that gives us a little bit more security of mind that even if we see a dip taking place here, we could still see another bounce form of recovery. If we end up going, if we end up going below the 21 EMA, then we're having a bit of a concern of how many days of establishment is that going to have before it shows that we have a further continuation of that for at least a short to mid-term range, potentially long-term, depending on everything else that happens too. But just like when you look at the stock market, everything intrinsically ends up going up in value over time just because of the rates of inflation with fiat and how that money tends to circulate in. The only instances where I'd say that really doesn't take place eventually is because of the fact a project is just like dead and nobody wants to be a part of that project anymore for whatever reason. Corruption, something happens, hacking-wise or whatever, right? Okay, so that's going on with OmiseGo. Let me know if it's one or two, how you say that. I think it's OmiseGo. Now going ahead and hopping on over to Orchid. Orchid here has a couple things that are very interesting I do want to point out to you guys. First off is that with where we're currently at, again, there's less than an hour left to go, we're holding above 79 cents. And that is very important because this is establishing itself for a potential third day on that pattern trend formation, suggesting that we do have a very strong level of support here at 79 cents, meaning that from a probability perspective, we're more likely to see it go up above this level than for it to go down below, okay? So a lot of people psychologically are looking at this right now thinking that we are about to go up, and that's where more money tends to kind of come in. So everything comes down to psychology in the end. Now, with where we have to get above 82 cents. That is on the Fibonacci sequence. If we can manage to break above that, then we don't really have much else to work with. As far as the Coinbase side here goes, you're going to see things right around the 90 cent range. We had 92 cent range back here over on March 20th, and then we also had about a 90 cent range on April 5th. If you went and looked at other exchanges, like for example over on Binance, which let me go ahead and show you guys real quick here, looking at this on Binance side, you actually had yesterday, it went all the way up to like $1.05, $1.06. That's a pretty big difference in spread between these two, okay? And that is concerning to me for sure. But if it starts to balance itself out from this point, especially if we break above the $1 region zone, then we get some ton of movement that is potential for something like this. $1 is a major level of resistance. That's actually the previous all-time high. Took place back on August 16th. Past $1, we're going to be looking at another region zone at $1.53 on the Fibonacci. Ideally, you know, $1.50. It's basically in the same zone. And then next major level zone is above that, going to be up to $2.37. Then we got $3.22. And then we go like full super parabolic up to $3.77 as we get close to that $4 range. We are also above the 21 EMA. The technical radars are suggesting buy. RSI has plenty of room to still move. Heading a little bit up in that upper quadrant, but we're still okay. As far as if we go down, we do have a couple things to keep an eye on. For one is 79 cents, as I mentioned. We could still break down below it. I'm not saying it's not going to, guys. I'm just saying that the probability of it going down is less than the probability of us going up. Then you take a look at 74 cents is another level of support. Below that is going to be the 21 EMA, which is about 70 to 71 cents, about 70.5 cents, right? And anything below that is essentially going to invalidate this whole green candle that we had, which would not be great. You take a look at Orchid, and it has a history of pump and dumps for sure, but progressively over time, if you zoom out on the scale, it is forming new higher lows. So things are still looking good regardless of all the frustrating moments of seeing pump and dump, pump and dump, and pump and dump. It's still going up, so we're still good, okay? So with that being said, that would actually put us down to around 68 cents off of that. The volume, pretty lackluster as of the day. Day before was looking absolutely beautiful, and you know, you have these trend switches, so you go through these long sideways movements, and then all of a sudden things start to kick up quite a bit. Going to be interesting to see how things play out tomorrow for sure, but I am definitely leaning more bullish on this because of these 3 daily candle positions with that. So I'm going to go and wrap up the video there, guys. And if you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button, click the bell icon. If you guys haven't done that yet, please make sure you guys do that. I know I mention this stuff all the time, but please make sure you guys click the bell icon so you know we have a new video. I have a separate video that's going up about Bitcoin and Ethereum today and the TA on that, as well as a playthrough series on Decentraland. And sometimes I also do separate videos on stocks, or I might do another big coverage thing on something relating to crypto. Okay, let me know in the comments if you guys are bullish or bearish on these 2 different cryptos and why. And if there's any major news you want to share with the community. I also have an NFT for sale, by the way. If you guys are interested in buying that, I do have a link in the description. So I'm going to go and wrap that up right there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode.